Previously on the AMSOIL Championship Snocross Series.
Here's the situation. We're in a small venue. Hole shot is king. We're going to be in the lap traffic within 4 or 5 laps. Who's the best in lap traffic? In my opinion, Tucker Hayward. Who's second best at lap traffic? Ross Martin. Ross's issue is lap traffic. It's going to be magnified dramatically here. This is a tighter, shorter track with less room to pass and more traffic. You know, Ross Martin in Duluth, that was his race. It was his race to win, it was his race to lose. Went down to the last couple laps, Tucker got by him. He got by him because he read the lines a little better. He read the lap traffic a little better.
I mean, the more times you deal with passing lappers, you get more comfortable doing it.
One of the things that Ross needs to do is he needs to be more aggressive in lap traffic.
You know, look at the conditioning it takes to run this whole season. We got a lot of athletes who are in really great physical condition, and Tucker is one of them. But Tucker hasn't had to stay here for a full season for many years.
Full season is definitely really tough. Tucker's only been racing half seasons for the last couple of years, and I think it's gonna bring out the best in all of us.
Getting out front is going to be important because I think in the first 4, 5, 6 laps of the race, it's going to give you an opportunity to distance yourself from second, third, fourth, whatever.
If you can make it into the first turn, get back out in front, you're in pretty good shape. If you don't, and you're way in the back, it's going to be very difficult to pass.
You need to take and tiptoe your way through this minefield because all this lap traffic are going to be like mines that are scattered everywhere. And if you step in the wrong spot, if you make the wrong move, if you make the wrong contact, kaboom, it could take care of you.
The Pro Open Final, the last race of the evening. As the green flag flies, Tucker Hayward and Ross Martin are thrown from their sleds, causing a huge pileup before the first turn. Martin's team assesses the damage.
Our spare hook. We need our spare hook. They're bringing us a new one right now.
Guys, can't touch the sled, guys. Can't touch the sled.
Team owner Scott Judnick runs out with the spare hood. Kyle Yachman looks on from the start at what's happening.
And you're only supposed to have 1 mechanic in the pit area. They had 3 guys over there working on it. And they had somebody go to the trailer to get parts? Are you kidding?
We're not allowed to touch a sled under red flag. Driver and mechanic!
Yachman and Steve Shearing discuss their frustration.
1 mechanic per driver.
Yeah.
You can't change parts.
Yeah, no way. Well, we should all put new belts on. All right, here we go.
Steve Shearing protests Martin's new hood.
You know what's right and wrong. And they're allowing something illegal to happen.
After review, the officials force Martin to run with his broken hood. As the green flag flies, the riders take off a second time. Tim Tremblay gets the hole shot. In lap 5, Hibbert advances against Tremblay, but then suddenly loses control and is thrown from his sled. Martin cuts off Tremblay's line and takes the lead. Hibbert advances and is now mid-pack. Returning champion Ross Martin takes the win. Followed by Tim Tremblay in second, Robbie Malinowski in third, and Tucker Hibbert in fourth.
If you cause a red flag, you're not supposed to be able to restart. It's my understanding, and you're only allowed 1 mechanic. But whatever.
As Ross Martin celebrates his first Pro Open victory of the season, another battle heats up between team owner Steve Shearing and race director Carl Shabitsky over Martin's controversial restart.
That hood changing was not, you got to start with the sled. That was not right, and that's why we made them change it back, because you can't start the race without your existing sled started. And it's still an official's call if it's deemed a safety hazard. Like,
So how are we supposed to know what the rules are when they change it?
I don't know how you're changing the rule.
You're changing the rules.
Your side panel comes off. If you walk up to official and say, I need to fix this, it is a safety hazard, we cannot continue the race. Then it is my call whether to run the race and let you guys fix it.
One mechanical driver, never changing parts, you can't touch your sled once it starts. Yeah, I'm a little pissed.
You know, the interesting thing about coming to Hayward here is the fact that we're coming back to kind of the home of snowmobiling. You know, you take a look at the amount of snowmobiling in the state of Wisconsin, it's incredible. You're talking about a community that is 2,000–3,000 people. And I think that the important thing is what was stated, you know, by the tribal council is the fact that so many of the people in the community support the event.
We're glad you could make it. We couldn't do it without our fans, without our sponsors, and we just want to welcome everybody here and hope they have a good show.
This is snowmobile capital, man, of the Midwest. This is our people. This is the core snowmobiler who love racing, who love riding.
Wisconsin is huge for snowmobiling, and the Eagle River World Championships here, and in our last race of the season in Geneva. And
you know you've got your core demographic race fan. I would say over half of them are driving up on their sleds.
And that just makes it feel a little bit better, you know, when there's guys on the sidelines cheering you on and they're wearing their riding gear and sleds are parked next to the track, so it's kind of cool.
You know, last year I had a crash on the first turn, and it was funny. I've never been heckled by a fan before, and it happened here. So you know the fans are pretty core.
During the riders' meeting, race director Carl Shapitsky preps the riders for the grueling weekend of racing.
Welcome to Hayward. You know, I know the corners are kind of tight. We're trying to make them a little bit more sweepers so it doesn't come to a stop and go. You know, you can make passes, you can make aggressive passes without endangering yourself or another rider. I know this competition gets pretty heavy, and as we get closer to the points, there's a lot on the line. But just remember, you know, we need you guys. You know, there's enough danger out there. We don't need you guys hurting each other.
Later, the pros get to test out the track before this evening's event. Riding for the Polaris DuPont AMSOIL Jack Links team is returning Pro Open champion, number 837, Ross Martin. Representing the AMSOIL U.S. Air Force Rockstar Energy Drink Makita team is number 4, veteran rider Robbie Malinowski. Riding for Skidoo, Foremost Insurance NSK team is last season's Rookie of the Year, number 11, Tim Tremblay. And finally, riding for Monster Energy Arctic Cat is number 68, Tucker Hibbert. To get to the top of the podium, the racers battle through a series of qualifying rounds and heats, including the LCQ, the last chance qualifier. One last chance to earn a spot on the line for the final. The next round takes place in Hayward, Wisconsin. When we return, Ross Martin's controversial win in Pontiac gets heated with not just the riders, but also the team owners.